There it is. All right. So today, I want to. I was already in the flow of studying, so I just wanted to get to it. I'll say we can get into it. So let's pull this up and make sure we can present this because this is probably going to grow. I tried to do this on Facebook, but Facebook will not let me put any more videos out. I guess the last few videos I put out was not to their liking. So this is the State of the Union of the original people um, of America, aka Black people. Rome has fallen. So basically, the Department of Education is gone. It never did much for us in the first place. But I don't want to digress. I want to keep going. We have to remember and understand that with the fall of the Department of Education, now is the greatest time for our people. It's kind of hard to, I guess you could say, teach because I teach across so many borders, so many across religions. I teach across, different ages. So it's up to you to decide when you come across my messages whether or not this message or this video is for you. Some are specifically geared towards children. Most of my videos are geared towards families. I suggest as parents you watch my videos first and then decide if my language is okay for your student because I'm not a professional. I'm always going to reiterate that more than once. I'm not a professional. It is not my job to be professional. As far as I could tell, most professionals are rip off. They rip off people. So the Department of Education is falling. This is the greatest time in our lives right now for us. Well, went to school, been through school, did all of that. With the Department of Education officially out of the picture, guess what drops? The pipeline to prison from school, the school pipeline to prison. But only if you as a people just put forth your will and take control of the education of your children, of your students. As a people, we have failed our children. So the first thing we have to do is to recognize that as the parent, the education that my child receives is my responsibility until they are old enough to recognize the education that they want to give themselves. That's it. So it is my job as a parent to facilitate the child the education that they need or that we feel that they need until as they grow, they're going to say, okay, my parents gave me this. This is the foundation. But when they get older, they have the right to, go out and educate themselves for their own purposes, create their own skills. Okay, so let's get into it. Let me go back to my presentation. A new beginning for our people. Same questions, different answers. First of all, what is education? Have we ever received an education from the United States Department of Education? Who should facilitate that education to our children? What has been the outcome of receiving occupational training from occupiers? Because obviously, education means you should be able to defend yourself. You're educated enough to defend yourself. We as a people have been left defenseless. That means we have been giving occupational training. We have not been educated. And occupational training can only come from occupiers, people who are illegally occupying our land. So that is number four. What has been the outcome of receiving occupational training from occupiers? Now, I want you to realize this is all out of order. I was just going with the flow. Like I said, these are questions I was asking as I was studying. All of these presentations or anything I've ever brought up are the things that I study. I choose to share my study guide with you guys. This is me sharing my study guide. This is me off the top of this is not perfected. It has not been perfected. And it will not be. Why? Because true curriculum never stops. It grows with you. Your curriculum should grow with your life. This is my first step of building capacity for our people. Okay? Number five, what are the side effects of receiving occupational training from our occupiers? What have we learned as parents, students, teachers, facilitators, and advocates about accepting occupational training from foreigners without building our own sources or without building from our own sources? Okay, the side effects of receiving occupational training from occupiers who illegally occupy our lands, unlawfully occupy our realm. We have unsecure food infrastructures. We are financially insecure. We have shelter insecurity, housing, or whatever you want to call it. We are educationally insecure. We are medicinally insecure. We have land insecurity issues now. We are unsecured. We have unsecured families and community structures. This is the side effect of receiving occupational training from occupiers who keep showing us every day to our faces. This is what they really here for. So yes, I'm working on this as we speak. This is just y'all getting a glimpse of it. All right. So these are the vital questions we need to ask ourselves. I'm not sure if what else do we need? I will probably come back to slide two to go over it just a little bit. Because, like I said, this has been growing with me. With the Department of Education failed, the Department of Justice is falling. And the Department of Education failed our people many, many, many years ago. So, why am I doing this? Why am I making this presentation now? Because we're fucked in the educational game. I just gave a whole list of how our people are. We are unsecured. people. Okay? So we do not have a secure infrastructure within the 3D realm. We do have a secure structure within the 4D realm, but but which is the hard part, we do not know how to use it. We do not know. We as a people do not know how to utilize our own resources. The resources are there, but because we've allowed the people who were we originally at war at convince us that we are going into treaty and into peace, the peace meant the dumbing down of our people. And the first dumbing down was that we believe that these people, we want to be their peers. You cannot be their peers, sweetie. You cannot be the peers of these people. That's impossible. To be their peer is to suffer. But they want you to believe the lie that if you don't want to get along with them, you're going to suffer more. Baby, we've been suffering more trying to get along with these people. These people are not your peers. This is the side effect of believing that these people are your peers, that they care anything about you, your children, future generations. Okay? The United States government has for over 75 years, I just threw 75 years in there, has and will continue to divest from our communities while simultaneously utilizing the most predatory practices within them. What are we as a people willing to invest into our own families and our own communities? And the that's what we have to be able to do. That's what we have to be able to do. I don't know what's going on with this thing. And there it goes again. Okay. So that's what we have to be able to do as a people. We have to go beyond the 3D realm. If you can't, you're going to perish here. You're going to just continue to go into the soul cycle. Okay. How do we secure the future generations? We know that we're insecure. We know we've got all these other problems. So how do we begin to secure the future generations? And we can't secure future generations unless we secure ourselves first and foremost. We have to have concepts, ideas, and facts to build on. And that's where I get the it's called conceptualizing capacity building. This is really going to be a necessity for us in the future. And this will be read because I'm sure the video I'm doing now is probably going to be 3, 4, 5-part series. So this is important because the first thing our people are going to cry, well, we don't have any money to do all of it. Yes, you do. You need the will before you need the money. You need the understanding before you need the money. You're going to get the money, and then what? So let's build the will and the understanding of how to create a curriculum for our people, of our people, by our people, and just for us. Now, of course, because we created it, other peoples will use it, copy it, mimic it, whatever. And I don't care. I don't have time to waste. I'm busy. So this is the way I can get the info out to my people. I will never probably have what you call a brick and mortar school. I'm not into that. I'm not into that. Okay, so conceptualizing capacity building, this is what we'll be working on within the next probably couple of future sessions. So we have to mutually agree on what is an education that will take our people successfully, abundantly, joyfully, blissfully into the future. I already spoke in a previous video about which was a Bible study, but it was also this also about the pipeline of prison and things like that. So let's go to the next slide. Along with the dismantling the Department of Education, these are my own writings. These are just some of the issues that we as a people have and will continue to face within the system. Questionable curriculum, practices of science that do more harm than good, weather modification, genetically modified foods, GMOs, high mortality rates in hospitals, longer jail and prison sentencing. We must understand as a species that reforms have not, will not, and cannot mend a morally corrupt society. The removal of affirmative action, which was a reform tool that didn't work for us, should effectively stop all Title VI funding to predominantly white institutions that openly discriminate against blacks, aka indigenous beings, celestial beings like myself, the original peoples of this land, while utilizing our lands, banks, hospitals. So these are their things: schools, the banks, hospitals, airports, farms, factories, military bases. These are on our lands. They owe us rent. Okay? They owe us rent, but they keep saying they're bankrupt. They don't have no money, right? And I'm about to bring that up too. Okay? The reason I bring this up is because tax season is coming and you're expected to give your black tax dollar to all of these institutions, which say they don't have to use affirmative action. They don't have to hire you. They don't have to let your children come to their schools, but they have a right to your tax dollars. You can't function unless you have my tax dollars, but you don't want to act right. You don't want to hire us. You don't want to educate us right. You don't treat us right in the hospitals. You kill us and our babies. You just picked up that white nurse who was breaking the children, the original children who owned this land. She was hurting them in the ICU, right? Y'all just picked her up. So, wow, y'all got a lot of balls. A lot of balls. Which is why we are delineating, which is why we're gatekeeping, because we're tired of the rhetoric. We're tired of the nonsense. Okay, excuse me. So, yeah, let's keep it real that when I go in, I'm going in. I do know y'all laws because y'all said that these things, these reform acts, Title VI is a reform act. So reform doesn't work. And any black person from the caucus, the Democratic caucus, anybody who works in the government that telling you that you should work harder and that reforms will work, they're lying. Let me see. Affirmative action is just about my age. I'm 52. I was born in 1972. It didn't work, did it? How old is Title Six? About, they're all 60s and 70s, right? So this is 60, 70, 80, 90, 2000, 2010, 20, 70 years, and the reforms didn't work. As a matter of fact, they got rid of the reforms that never worked for us. These people are so funny. They're just so funny. I just can't help it. Um, let's type this in. Okay. And Title Six came into law the year I was born, June 23rd, 1972. So I'm 52 years old. And some of this, you know what? People, my people, please let's stop playing with these people. It's disturbing. It's disturbing. So we tried to reform Rome. We did the civil rights marches, we did the acts, we did all these laws that they never backed with money. And then they got rid of all of them. They let the immigrants come in. Thank you. Thank you. Like I said, and tear it down. And thank you. Thank you, Asians and Latino. Thank you all for your aid in making America great again. So let's go back to our presentation. Let's go to the next slide. Now, the battle ahead for American education and its educators. So what they're going to do is they've created a problem in education. Now, we've taken a seat back, which as we should do, but these are all the problems for those who won't take a step back. This is the quagmire you're about to step into, because you're going to hold on to Satan's belt, to the leash of his horse, and try to, get the horse under control. But it's not a horse. Now you have a herd of bullshit going on. So let's see what this is. Detroit takes important steps in curbing the harms of facial recognition. They want us to reform this. They know it's illegal. Why bother? Hmm. What is this? Surge in book bans. Oh, book bans. Yes. They want our people to go choir into the book bands. Yay. So they've already got all these problems when it comes to the educational system, which is why I'm not big on writing no books. I told y'all I am the book. And you didn't understand when I was saying that last year when I was with Yasini in the house. And she kept trying to push me to write books, and I was like, y'all don't know this is coming. This is effectively book bans. Whose book you think they're gonna be banning? With the way I walk and talk, why would I write books? Why would I try to sell anything for the so I don't understand how I know these things, but I know that they're happening ahead of time. When I say I am the book, I meant that. I'm not going to write out no books. You're lucky you getting the curriculum and not just the sound of my voice, but because I know how my people are, y'all need some kind of visual aid. So I am the book. You're going to be in a quagmire. For those of you who are using Amazon and all of this to put out new books to educate the world, okay, their sciences are very fucking dangerous. Understand, their sciences are very fucking dangerous. Now this says that let's go back. Let me go back. Breakthrough new glass self heals from gamma radiation. Now, why would glass have to heal itself from gamma radiation? Because I've said it before, this is gamma radiation doesn't come from the sun. Gamma is toxic waste. It is nuclear waste from using nuclear power. Just like fluoride isn't natural, it is the nuclear waste of making aluminum foil. And they don't, and instead of throwing it away, they made us the pigs, the guinea pigs, to eat the evidence that that's what they're doing. Okay, so their sciences are defective. Why are you worried about glass that can heal itself from gamma radiation? You see, and this is how I know my people don't. Oh, gamma, no, no. This is why you see the Hulk was chaotic when he changed because he was full of poisonous radiation. Gamma is poisonous radiation. The radiation that comes from the sun is the healthy, and I'm starting to question that now. So let's keep going before I digress and throw people's mind for a loop. So I bring all of this up to let you know that I'm a teacher because I'm a learner. I'm a teacher because I'm a learner. I share what I learn, what I've learned through by teaching. Okay, so let's keep going. Your home, your home a health risk? Why mold may be lurking in your home? Over the last video, which I stated was a sort of Bible study, I mentioned a couple of the things that were in our homes making us ill. Now, one of the things that we do not acknowledge every day is the mold and mildew that is in the homes. Women, aka black women, original women, y'all, when you are ill and you cannot see what's making you sick, it is usually invisible mold, just like a virus is invisible. There are times the mildew is invisible until it builds up enough strength. So there are times you have mold and mildew literally not just in your homes, but on your bodies, on your clothes. Because if it's in your home, it's going to make its way to your shoes and your clothes. So if the mold and mildew is in your home, it makes its way to your personals. This is the stuff they're not teaching us. This is the stuff they're not teaching us. Remember this, okay? That I said these things to you. Be aware. Be aware that if you have mold and mildew in your home, you have mold and mildew in your clothes. You have mold and mildew on your face and skin. You're not just fighting off dust and pests, mice, roaches, and bed bugs and things. You're fighting the whole makeup of these structures is corrupt, baby, and I mean that. I mean that. The whole makeup of these structures. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's keep going because we have quite a few things. Okay, as always, we're always talking about the schools, how they use the schools to pipeline the prison. I covered that a little bit also in a book, exactly where they start at with your child at school is where the playground. Yes. Your child's school record is really his legal record. Your school record is also your inmate record. You doing time in school, so you have an inmate record in school. They might call it truancy or whatever. But once you put your children in their schools, your child becomes an inmate. And inmates have what? Records. Remember that. And then they're going to, try to dismantling. What can we do? See, they want all this reform. They use us. They waste our time reforming the shit that they know they're never going to stop. So they rolled out affirmative action and then they got rid of it. Now, like I said, the getting rid of affirmative action effectively gets rid of us paying taxes to any of them. Because why do you owe taxes to institutions that will not even let you in the door, that will not respect you, and that will kill you and your children? And that's how I know we are afraid as a people, because I'm spitting all facts. Now, not only are you paying taxes for these institutions that I previously named that harm us, even the banks get your tax dollars. The banks, okay? So in this slide, so let me go here. Let me go here because some of these I think I want to start doing this. Is this it? Okay, about us, results and data, where we work, what we do. Okay, so I'm about to, let's go over here. Let me see. So these people never have money for us, right? So, like I said, they just stopped affirmative action, which we know. And now, share. We're going to read a little bit of this. This is the United States Agency for International Development. The President's Fiscal Year 2025 Budget Request. The President's Fiscal Year 2025 Budget Request for the Department of State and United States Agency for International Development is 42.8 billion for foreign fucking assistance, which is 411.5 million, 1% above the fiscal 2023 estimate. This total includes 28.3 billion in foreign assistance for the United States, international development. So, but there's no funding for us, for our schools in our communities. Your tax dollar is going. Okay, let's see. So this is what they're requesting for 2025. Sustain U.S. leadership in humanitarian and stabilization assistance. The president's budget request includes 10.3 billion in humanitarian assistance, which includes 6.3 billion in USAID fully and partially managed accounts. This builds on the administration's supplemental request to empower USAID to respond to an average of 75 crises each year, including ongoing emergencies in Sudan, Afghanistan, Haiti, and the Middle East, new and emerging crises and natural disasters. Now, you know how I feel. Y'all got 10.3 billion in humanitarian assistance for the rest of the world, but not for the people here that look like me. Come on, my people, wake up. This is their budget. This is what they're requesting for 2025. And this is just for leadership. It also includes 7.6 billion. They want to boost economic growth and resilience through private sector and engagement. They want to boost economic growth and resilience through private sector engagement with 2.2 billion to identify our opportunities to accelerate growth through partnerships and innovation and supporting the partnership for global infrastructure, but not for our infrastructure. And invest, PGI. The president's budget requested includes, oh my goodness. Check out the next one. This includes 50 million for the Enterprises for Development, Growth, and Empowerment Fund. Oh, but not no DEIs. I love my people. I hope y'all continue to sit on the couch this year and learn this stuff. Learn who your enemies really are because they're going to come to you. They're already making videos, the Asians and the South Americans and the MAGAs. Oh, we didn't know. Yes, the fuck y'all did. And y'all got all this money. See, they coming to you already. All of those people that's coming to you, the Asians, the Latinos, the Caucasians, the Africans, all these people, they all have white on their birth certificates. They all have a right to this money. You see, we don't though, because we got black on our birth certificates. So here they come on the internet. Now they begging and pleading and they need this and they need that. And I say, no. Because y'all have had y'all hands in the honey pot for the last 50 years. The Department of Education, they never gave my community no 90.9 million and nothing. They ain't never gave us 90,000. And anytime it's anything with six figures, everybody else put their hand in it so fast. By the time we get it, it's the crumbs. So let's keep going. I love this. I really do. So this is what they're asking for. Hundreds of billions of dollars that we never receive in our communities. So I want to thank you, Asians, Caucasians, and all the rest of you for doing your job. See, my people need to see the face of their enemies, and they need to know how good their enemies been eating off of them. So my people, when you feel in fear of not paying your taxes, remember, you are not going to see. What you get back in taxes is nothing of what they take and send to the rest of the globe. You work twice as hard and you get paid less, and still they take more from our checks, from your check, to do this, to feed these people all over the world. Now I want you to understand, Mother's going to say something to you right now that I know is hard for you. I know it's hard. You're not a fucking U.S. citizen. Your mama and daddy never took the United States test to become U.S. citizens. Black man, black woman. You will never be treated as a U.S. citizen because you refuse to take the United States citizenship test because somebody told you that there's a such thing as just solely, and there isn't. Just because you're born on these lands do not make you a U.S. citizen. Why? Because the United States government owe us for operating on these lands. You don't know who you are, and when you act retarded, they treat you like you're retarded. So let's keep going. Now we're going to food. Oh, remember I said we have food insecurities in our communities. We barely have good grocery stores. We have liquor stores every 2, 3 blocks. We got gas stations every 2, 3 blocks, all owned by everybody that don't look like us, Arabs to be exact. So, and all the supermarkets here in Michigan are owned by Arabs too, if you live in the poorest sections. So the request includes 1.2 billion for global dollars for global food security to help build resilient food systems in the United States. They're lying, and if they mean the United States, they don't mean us. See, this we got to stop feeling like we included in this. We not. The U.S. government response to the ongoing protracted global food security crisis. You said will manage 1.1 billion of this funding, and the total also includes 100 million for the vision for adapted crops and soils to support the ongoing long-term climate resilient seed development, GMO seeds, the long-term to support the ongoing long-term climate seed, resilient seed, and improve soil health. These people can't do that. You see what our soil look like. Food security is a critical component of administration's ability to reduce global poverty, but you have not reduced the poverty within our realms. They're lying. Let's go down to the next one. Accelerate climate action, 3 billion. Oh, isn't that fun? Champion global health and global health security. Ensure Russia's strategic failure in Ukraine. Invest in Indo-Pacific region, 2.1 billion. Support out competing the PCR, People's Republic of China, influence fund to address 400 million. Wow, they got a lot. For somebody in the trillions broke, they got a lot of money for this whole new year. 4.1 billion catalyze partnerships for global infrastructure. Yeah, we got the biggest fucking potholes here. Why? So my people, like I said, this is just a free for all study. I was studying and putting this together for a future presentation, of course. This is just some of y'all getting in on it, and you know how that goes. So we got these people talking about they got rid of, yes, the Department of Education. I love that. They also got rid of the Justice Department, and they've gotten rid of so many other things that we obviously never needed. So that's what this next slide was all about anyway. That's what this next slide. So let's go here. I want to get back to my slide. So this was for 2024, I believe, what I had in this part of the presentation. I think this was for last year. Oh, why did I do that? So yes, where my baby's at? 14.2 billion emergency response, humanitarian assistance. So all of this goes to everybody but us, and these are our tax dollars. So I want to know, what is the disconnect, my people, between you not understanding that you shouldn't even be paying taxes to these people, not even to be in your house, not even to send your kids to school? Should we pay taxes to even send our children to school? They're on our land. Like the so I urge all of you to get Charlotte Itzerby book. Like I said, The Dumbing Down of America, because they really did a number on us. So our tax dollars will continue to help everyone but us. It is time to take a stand now. We are officially out of time. Their next move is to offer us studies and reforms that will never have any financial backing. The purpose of these empty gestures are to keep us busy doing nothing for the next 50 years. The dismantling of affirmative action in the 1964 Civil Rights Act is really one of the greatest opportunities our people have yet to recognize. The dismantling of affirmative action and the 1964 Civil Rights Act it is a great opportunity. See, under these reforms, acts, and laws, they feel like they have a right to do what they've been doing to us. But when they get rid of this stuff, they have no right to interact with us. See, and that's what your inner education should tell you, that when we go into co-creation with these people, the co-creation always harms us. The 1964 Civil Rights Act did more harm to us than good. The affirmative action of 1972, it did us more harm than good, because they created all of these biased laws that were going to hurt us more often, and then they put their enslavers in place, who they call truancy officers, the police, social workers, CPS. These are all enslavers. And I will continue to say that these people are enslavers. Okay, so was the end for me, and I didn't want to take this too far. But I did want you to understand that this is how my mind works. So when I'm studying, this is where I be going. And that ain't even, and that's why I said it's gonna get deeper as time goes by. Let me see. When you put your children in their schools, it's called forced imprisonment, enslavement. Okay, America's corrupt judicial system always enslaves our people, the original Oregon people, under the guise that we are criminal in nature. Not They try to pretend that we are criminal in nature, but what it truly is my grandbaby up. We are criminalized by their corrupt, biased laws and policies. I'm not born a criminal. I have been criminalized through their procedure, policies. So let's go to the next part, because at this point, I'm not gonna put no more in. Y'all gonna have to come to class if you want the rest of this. But I'm gonna just free for all, because that's just what I'm gonna do. What are we willing to acknowledge as a people? And I think we have to acknowledge that we are addicted to the system, and it's hard to walk away from this stuff. Okay. Yes, there is one more thing that needs to be more. Probably this is just me. I'm not showing y'all nothing else. Mm, I don't see it. Maybe it's not here. Maybe it's here. Here it is. Okay. So these are just some of the documents that I've been telling my people for a while that you need to learn to read. Y'all need this paper. Universe Perpetual Harmonic Oscillator. This ties in with what Brother Wisdom was talking about. Remedy. The perpetual harmonic oscillator ties in with the Planck unit study and your black radiation. You're going to have to keep coming back to that because at some point you're going to understand what it really means. The fact that they chose to call you a unit should be obvious that they are never going to respectfully refer to you as who you are. That's just who they are. That's just who they are. Okay. This paper is important though. I'll be going over this too. Like I said, I wanted to go on Facebook, but because I don't have a bunch of friends and a bunch of followers like that, and I won't because I can't. Some of the nonsense on y'all pages, if you come to my page, it's about education and getting it on, getting that mind expanded. So my Facebook, I tried to do it even through my school, but the school doesn't have enough friends, I guess. I don't know why school need friends, but okay. So I'll continue to use this right now, but for now, I need to let you know that these are some of the things that we need as a people. Oh, it is showing it. Okay. Yep, these are just some of the things that we need as a people, so that you can have better understanding of what's going on in this world because we need the understanding. We really do. So when you get into this paper, the perpetual harmonic oscillator, you will see you got some studying to do. You got studying to do. And like I said, don't get caught up in what their perception is of who you are. That's just the best way they could perceive it without telling the whole truth and nothing but the truth. This is the best way that they could tell the truth about you, our people, without giving it all up. And some of it they don't know. They still just don't know. Which is why we have to be the ones to take control of our education. And until we do that, our people are going to suffer. So this was a free study for about the Department of Education. So some of the skills we're going to have to learn. We're going to have to learn to read the Bible, the dictionary, the document I just showed you, perpetual harmonic oscillator, black body radiation, sign language, agriculture. I'm always going to go back to agriculture because even though I don't always agree with it, I know it is the beginning stages of learning who we are, learning who you're around. Okay. building. You're going to have to learn how to build your own homes if you want a safe home that will not cause your family harm. Because right now, these homes are harmful. Mold and mildew, destructive, harmful gases. Okay. You're going to have to learn how to medicinally heal yourself. I'm still going to school for herbalism. I'm still learning stuff. I'm still going over what I have learned. So when my community needs me, I'm available. When I need myself, I'm available. Okay. What else? The Department of Education has fallen. I just say that with a smile every time. No more truancy officers calling you unless you put your children back into the system. But right now, you don't owe them shit. We don't owe these people shit. So, rising from the ashes of this fallen nation, we as a people must build the skills needed to create our own world without interference from those not like us. So, as I've stated before, the skills you have to build first and foremost are your magnitude, gratitude, longitude, altitude, latitude, solitude, multitude, because there's a multitude of us, you just don't recognize it. Altitude, aptitude, amplitude, and fortitude. These are your coordinates into the future for what you desire. And I will continue to state it. Get your 1973 dictionary out, people. 1972. Anything then before then, and start studying these words. Get your definitions. Realize that more than 90% of your dictionary is what? Latin. Latin that has been turned into what? English. And then turned into what? Legalese. So that everything you say and do can be used against you. But if you spoke Latin, you would think in Latin. And I wouldn't mind people using Latin against me. Why? Because it's the language of love. Latin is the language of love. Now, was Latin originally spoken, written, or signed? Yeah, well, babies. So, greetings and salutations to the bloodline. As usual, this is Salima. I love you all. I'm so glad you got to come in today. And I hope you enjoyed this study session. As always, please like, subscribe, and share to the channel, SalimaEllis. I love this. I just love going freestyle. It's not so structured. I can really think outside the box when I do it like this. So, as I say, and like, subscribe, and share. And as always, I know the knowledge I share is worth more than my weight in gold. Please hit that Cash App button. Thank you very much. SalimaEllis. Cash App sign SalimaEllis. As I said before, I know my words. The knowledge that I share is always worth more than my weight in gold. Like, subscribe, and share. And come back ready to study. Come back ready. I'm going to have a line soon. Anybody that wants to go live and ask questions, yes, ask questions. The Department of Education is officially gone. What are we going to do as a people? You know, like, really, what are we going to do as a people? Yep, they're gonna try to disrupt us and distract us with, come fix this shit. Oh, black people, come fix this. No, no. Because the time we waste on helping them fix their shit, we would have been able to create our own curriculum for our children. The time we waste on helping to reform the shit that they just fucked up and took from us and everything, we could create our own housing. The time we waste helping to reform the shit they just fucked up, we can not only create our own educational system and teach our children properly without their interference, we can also create our own shelter, which would be healthier for us. We can also continue to create our own food systems, which would be and are healthier for us. The time we waste helping them build their system up to lie to us and say, oh, everything you do is going to include you too, only to be kicked to the curb after we do it. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that this year. We're not going to do that this epoch. Satan has fallen. The only people that will miss it are the people that benefited from it the most. And the truth is, we all have because we didn't know no other way. Let me put it like that. Even I have because I didn't know no other way. I am not born of sin. I was born into sin. The realm is corrupt. The realm is sinful, not the people. But the realm has the ability to make you sin, to corrupt you, to seduce you. They can't make you sin, but they can seduce you into wanting to. So this is a new epoch. 25. Some people hate odd numbers, but I just love them. Ain't 25 a wonderful? So yeah, yep. This is the epoch we spend creating our curriculum for our people. I'm building my own home this year. I'm building my own home this year. Nobody tell me I got to have DTE, poisonous gas line in my house, poisoning me, but taking half my money. Oh my goodness, just the thought of that. I get to build my own house, a house that will not poison me. I get to build my own shelter. I get to educate myself, my children, without interference from foreign entities. That's how you have to look at this. The Department of Education falling means no more foreign interference with your children. No more giving them criminal records before they can fucking even talk good. Who does that? Who criminalizes people's children before they can even talk and walk good? They do. You have to understand that whatever this corporate entity is, they're testing their products against you, original beings. Original beings. Humans are being tested against you. They want to know how their human product stands up against you. And they have passed their tests. They can mimic you. They can tether to you. They can do a lot of things right now because we've allowed ourselves to believe we are all equal, and we're not. We're finding out the hard way that these people never saw us as equals. They never will, don't want to see us as equals or any of the other stuff that we're going through. So, a gratitude for those who came in tonight. I hope you enjoyed this class because it was banging for me. My mind just kept going, and it's still going, because as soon as I get off of here, you already know. You already know. So I enjoyed this. I didn't want to make it too long. I just wanted to go over a few things to let my people know when I come in. Not next week. Is it next week? I need to look at my calendar. See what this calendar is looking like. I should be home back to my tent by then too. And this tent in the winter, oh my goodness, it is not easy. But the peace and serenity that I have, and the inability that I have to go to be hooked up when I'm in that tent, I can't do this. And that's another thing that I've been detoxing. That's why you haven't seen me like that. And I really kind of like that. My eyes feel better. Even my prescriptions haven't been working the way they used to. So I've been living in a tent, yes, in the freaking wintertime. Yes. I needed it. I need it. I'm detoxing from everything right now. My foot was broke. I couldn't do it last year like I wanted to because my foot was broke. I just got the cast early this year. So I said, no, I got to go through it. I got to go through it. I got to go through it. The tent life is like me doing the monk thing. It's like being a monk. I've gone officially up to the mountain to sit in peace and quiet. Okay? That's the solitude of you. There's a solitude part of you. There's a magnitude, there's a gratitude, there's a longitude, there's so many parts of you. So the tent was the solitude I needed to see the things. I was already seeing them, but something about being in a house still wasn't allowing me to unlock the knowledge of who and what I am in my relationship to the realm. It wasn't allowing me to unlock knowledge. So whenever I'm outside, living outside, the knowledge, like the information just comes to me. And that's what our people don't understand. The planet is the realm is your home. You are home. You just might not have a shelter. And they've got you believing that your shelter has to look like this or feel like this. But the shelter that was built in this realm, at one point they might have been good, but now they're not safe anymore. They're doing us more harm than good. So when I sleep outside, I feel better. I heal faster. I look better. I smell better. Like sleeping outside. You smell better. I don't know if that makes sense. Like the house, the paint. Like there's so many layers of paint in the house after so many decades. Like some of these houses are 50, 60, 80 years old. Can you imagine how many layers of paint? And imagine the paint heating up, getting cold after so many years. It has a smell. Different families, different foods, different occurrences. All these things happen in these houses. And it builds up a toxicity that could be harmful to us. Okay? So when you sleep outside, that's why when people go camping or go hiking, they always feel refreshed. And then when they come back here, we crash. Every time I come back to the city, after I've been out in the nature where there's no light pollution, there's no stores and things, I crash. I feel bad. It's almost as if the nature, I couldn't bring it with me. You know what I mean? Like almost as if I couldn't bring the nature with me. Oh, it drives me crazy a little bit, but hey. So like I said, this was my study session. It's already a little over an hour. Let me get off of here. I didn't want to take it too long. And I'm gonna keep building on this build because I just love the way where my mind was going with it. We paying tax dollars, working hard for an entity that is not. hmm, You don't owe these people anything anymore, my people. You don't owe them 1 cent. You don't owe them one piece of labor. The only thing you owe yourself is what you're probably thinking about and going to do, which is that you're probably going to continue to work so you can take care of your families to the best of your ability. Start re-educating yourself. Start getting your health up. We just got divorced. If you've ever been in a bad relationship and you got divorced, it's like this is like your glow up time. Hello, original people, aka Black America. You just got divorced from the worst fucking spouse you have ever had. This is your glow up time. Can you hear me? It's time for a divorce party. We just got divorced from Satan. We just got divorced from the worst spouse we have ever had as a people. It's time for our glow up. Don't let them distract you. They're going to come in with they're going to straight start the gender wars, the this, the that. Is not. We just got divorced from a horrible spouse called the United States government and their false reform acts, their fake reform acts. The Department of Justice that never existed for us, just like affirmative action. Just like the Department of Education, we just got divorced from the worst spouse in the world. Glow up time. It's time to glow, 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 glow your mind. It's time to. So come on, men, women, and children of the celestial original beings. It's our glow up time. Men, you just got divorced from the worst spouse you ever had. Women, you just got divorced from the worst spouse you ever had. United States government. Occupiers. Yes. What are we going to do with our glow up time? Well, this is January. My birthday is in May. So I'm already working on my sexy senior citizen body. January, February, March, April, May. I'm sure I'll be ready for the poetry slam. Bam! I got new poetry and everything. Because my mind is phenomenal. And y'all have heard my poetry. I don't play. My poetry is just as educational as the words that's coming out of my mouth. Like I said, AKA original beings, black man and black woman. We just got divorced from the worst spouse we've ever had. It is Black people glow up time, AKA black people. We are the original beings, the celestials. What you gonna do with your glow up time? You got a whole couch. What can you do from your couch? You can do the Google app, sit down and work out. You can study from your couch. Yes, you can. You can eat from your couch. Guess what? You can grow food on your couch. We can do a lot of shit. We just got divorced. It's glow up time. Do not be sad. Do not be sad. What you missing? Truancy officers? Police officers knocking on your door, trying to pick up your child, trying to arrest you, say you a bad parent for not living up to their biased, racist, fucked up laws, educational laws. Come on. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. So anyway, like I said, we just got divorced from the worst spouse. The Department of Education is gone. The USDA never worked for us. The Department of Education wasn't never supposed to work for us. But the enslavers are still walking around free with impunity to fuck us up. They weren't gonna let us go. See, just like a jealous spouse, they weren't gonna let us go completely. Been there, done that. So they've let go of the other things. Why? Be aware, my people. I'm about to tell you something because they're about to put something more horrific in place for us. Go back to Obama's speech when he talked about austere. Go to your dictionary. What does austere mean? Austere. Austere measures means force. They're going to come back with more fucking force. Because guess what? You're still the original wife. You're still the first. See, this entity is a polygamist. He don't want monogamy. He don't respect the first wife. So he bought in this other hoe, his rainbow hoe, to try to make us jealous. Well, I'm getting rid of this for you. Just like a spouse that got control over the purse. They get you in, yeah, baby, I love you. I'll take care of you. Look at all I got. This is all for you until you don't answer the call. Come here, boo boo, because that's how they treated us. Come here, boo boo. Ain't that how they treated us? And then we start sitting back more and more. So now the first wife and the first husband ain't respected no more. Plank units. Why? Because they don't care about the quality of who we are. They only want the quantity. Remember that. In plank units, they only wanted to talk about the quantity of the work we can put out. They don't appreciate the quality till it's gone. So just like a bad spouse who doesn't want to live up to the contract in which they agreed to with us, which was monogamy. Monogamy. That's the terms I'm going to use when we dealing with this entity. He didn't, all of a sudden, I'm not good enough no more. He wanted to show out to the rest of the world. Look what I got. So now you want to bring in your rainbow hoe. Like, what I've given and done for you ain't enough. It'll never be enough, will it? Like you said, Bourbon Bougie, let the birth rate fall. Especially among our people. Stop making babies to work on this shit. So you brought in your rainbow. You cut a few of them out, what you had me believing were privileges. Affirmative right was a privilege. Affirmative action was a privilege. Civil rights was a privilege. I was privileged to get that. Even just to get it on paper was a privilege. To get affirmative action on paper was a privilege. Not that you planned on following through, because ain't that what a horrible spouse does? Expounds on promises and drops your food right on the floor right in front of you. Get your mouth off. Benny, you got my mouth already. Ain't nothing but a swallow in here. So yeah, we just got rid of the worst spouse ever. We just got divorced from the United States of America. But Detroit, you're not fucking done. There's a lot of talk in the realm about the spaces that are important. There are some spaces in this realm that are older than the United States government. There are some spaces that still have their name, same name, that are older than the United States government. There are some spaces in this realm that are older than the state with which they claim the state is. There are some spaces in this realm that are older than the county from which they say this is in. Detroit is older than the United States government. Detroit is older than the state of Michigan. Detroit is older than Wayne County. Oh. So all of you with Birth certificates and social security cards. That's who that class is for on the 30th. For those of you who want to know how to properly utilize your birth certificates and social security cards, not this other bullshit these Moors be teaching y'all, getting y'all sent to jail with all this bullshit. Okay, so I can show you that. Yes, there is a class. No, I ain't showing you how to get money. I am showing you how to finish the process of divorce from this horrible spouse who been laying up in our bed on our lands, got their knees up under our trees, our tables. You gotta go. United States gotta go. Psalms 83. I just love it, love it. I just love it, love it. Yeah, y'all gotta go. We don't like y'all. Let me see. Nope, come out of there. Come in here. Let me see. Is that Psalms 83? So yeah, for Detroiters, some of these lands are older than this realm. Some of these places are older than these occupiers. Okay. Mm, oh my goodness. I guess none of these are it. That's the hard part about working with people. You want to come in and change your stuff, and okay, and they really not like you. I've worked with a few people from YouTube, Facebook. I work all around, and that's why I don't come on. YouTube taught me y'all really are just content creators. I love y'all, and I still do enjoy y'all. But I know now the difference. But I still love that experience. It was an experience I freaking needed because I also realized there are a lot of people like me on YouTube, also real, really freaking teachers with real knowledge, and I go to them every chance I get. And a lot of them aren't near me, and a lot of them don't have brick and mortar, which is why uh, the AI in this resort, in this aspect is good. We have the ability to teach, talk to each other. It's the other aspects of it that are bad. The green screens are really atrocious and very sinful, but I'm not going to go into that. So, like I said, we have just gotten rid of the word spouse ever. I don't think I want to bring that up. And I'll be going deeper into this because I want to go deeper into it because I want to actually talk about the curriculum. You know, we know what we need to do, we know what we want to do, but can we agree on as a people? Now, the reason why this is important to me is because I just want my people to find their way. Like I said, you've been floundering. I said that during Yasini in the house. I'll rebroadcast that video. I don't know if I have it or if she got it, but it was called Solutions for Black People. And we talked about the problems, but I also really made a good point about our people floundering. And part of the floundering is that we don't believe in ourselves. We don't believe in the education. We don't believe we have the ability to teach our children, let alone ourselves. So you're floundering, and I want to stop that. Now, this is the thing. I do want to teach. I love to teach, but I am my first student. If I never get to teach none of y'all, I will be all right. Why? Because I am my student. I don't know if that makes sense, but I am my first student. You as a people have to come to a consensus of what is education, what will take you forward. I can put ideas out, I can make suggestions, I can put forth curriculum, which I have done repeatedly. But in the end, it's up to you as a people to decide which way you're going to go with your curriculum, which way you're going to go as education, so you can build as a nation and stop getting these, kicked around in this realm, a realm that's yours. Like I said, you're insecure in all dimensions right now because you're uneducated. The fourth dimension is anything four and up is your realm. Flat the fuck out. I'm sorry, my son just got in. Put the door for him. Cool. So yes, you have this realm is yours. You have the right to the realm. You just don't know how to use it. You haven't been educated on how to use it. Hey baby, how you doing? Hello. So I love y'all. I'm out. Hit that cash app. Don't play with me. SalimaEllis cash app sign. Go over your notes. Don't fuck around with me, and I'll talk to y'all next week. Peace.